Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sit Sucks. This time we're playing Team Fortress 2, a game that I generally don't suck that bad at, I say. He's here too, just in case you didn't
Yep, we're gonna talk about Sid's history with music.
notice. Right, because I've gone through a bit of a journey when it comes to, and it's generally very weird, to say the least.
I'll have
Yeah,
to tell my journey too.
yeah, I mean that's gonna be
Well, not that big of a journey actually. It's probably shorter than yours.
yeah, because my journey is still going on at this
Yeah, so why don't I just quickly tell mine?
point. Sure.
Okay, so Sid gets this started up. So I grew up on old rock music and country. So that's kind of engraved in my blood. And then my brother showed me bands like Disturbed after on the radio I found alternate rock. So I started liking alternate rock. And then my brother Dustin, because he's given me permission to say his first name, he showed me Disturbed. And then after that, I just started getting into more metal bands. And then I only like a few different rap bands, and I don't know what you would classify Hollywood Undead as, but in that category, my dog is bothering me. Sorry, guys. But my brother kind of helped with my music as well because he actually purposely showed me Disturbed to kind of make me cry because he showed me the song Inside the Fire. I love music that's lyrics have a message behind it, with I now I gotta go get an example. Hold
Okay,
up.
you jump away from me
Uh,
this time. I'm not gonna heal you again. Okay, fine.
if
Fuck it.
anyone knows the band Rise Against,
I have crit screen for you, and you jump
no,
away
I
from
won't
me.
use
That
Rise Against.
makes
I'll
absolutely
use
no sense.
let's use Disturbed actually. Um, let's look at Inside the Fire uh lyrics. This is kind of what I do in my free time. By the way. So the first verse is, "Oh, Devin won't go to heaven. She's just another lost soul about to be mine again. Leave her, we will receive her. It is beyond your control. You will ever meet again."
Spy Scout, and move
But
on.
in the beginning of the video, it said, "If you are actually feeling suicidal,
Dead Rang.
please do contact this hotline."
Heals you down.
But it's a bunch of different messages put into one. So that's my kind of music. I love music with messages. However, there are some music that I love that it doesn't really have that much of a message. It's just like it's an old rock song, like the Red Hot Chili Peppers and stuff. But a lot of the bands, yeah, a lot of the bands I listen to have messages and meanings behind their songs, like Icon for Hire, Sorry About Your Parents. One of the very first lines is, "I'm sorry about your parents. They sound like bad people. Your daddy sounds like a jerk. I guess your mama didn't know the gift when she got when she had you." Uh, and she basically explains, "Hey, I know what it's like, but that doesn't we shouldn't parade around about it. Sure, we have our scars, but we need to heal and we need to move on."
Yeah.
So, like my songs are pretty deep, guys. Like even songs that you wouldn't think are deep, they have like political undertones to them, and that's just the songs I listen to. It's but
Yeah.
that's been my journey. I'm mainly an alternative rock or heavy metal girl. Like I've recently started listening to like heavy metal, such as fuck, what was the name? I forget the name. That is so horrible of me. Hold on. Um, and my friend, I can say this name because it's not his real name; it's his nickname. My friend Bauer is gonna kill me for saying this, but a lot of people call it screamo. Um,
Spy Pyro under right.
when it's just
Right now,
actual
somebody dump some bombs in there, please.
basically almost like growls and uh grunt.
Fine,
Like
I'll do
it's
it
like
myself.
very
Since we
difficult to
can't
do
auto
that
target.
type of voice. But I listened to some of their newer songs, right? So the first vocalist that they had that did that was a male.
Jeez, we know they're running.
And then
Survivors,
he,
at least.
I don't know what happened, they had a fallout or something. And then the second one was a female, and now their most recent is another female. Both females, I thought it was a dude. That's how talented they are.
I think I know
Spy
what you're
under
talking
right
about.
again.
Aren't they
SO's
like
in the air.
Ukrainian?
He's about to push out.
I don't think they are.
You're not
God.
American, that's
Bauer,
for
I'm sorry. If you see this, I'm so sorry. I forget it. Comment down in the comments below if you know who I'm talking about. I know that one of their songs is on Guitar Hero Live in the TV setting. I know that, but like, in all honesty, Bauer got me into extremely heavy metal just because, like, one, he plays electric guitar, and he's pretty good at it. I think I've sent Sid a video of him, right?
I don't think it did.
Spice coming again from right.
I know where the video is. I'll find it and I'll send it to you to watch. But he's really good. But that's been my journey through music, and it's just like the only other thing I'll listen to is some pop, and that's only some songs. Because I don't handle all pop well. Like Ariana Grande, I can kind of handle her, but I can't handle her all the time. And then it's just certain songs. Like I can do Counting Stars. And then, sorry, people that are fans of this singer, I do have to mention one of my favorite singers that came from YouTube, who was sadly, her life was taken from her. Yeah, it was Christina Grimmie.
Yeah.
She had a beautiful voice, and I cried many times while listening to her songs again. But in all honesty, I loved her music because she went from kind of like a soulful sounding album to a more upbeat album and into the pop style. And she had these many different styles, and she was just very sweet and down to earth. And I just had to take a moment to mention her because she inspired me, and actually she's the reason I sing a lot more when I'm around people, even though like my voice, like Dragon says my voice sounds pretty good. I probably just need heavy voice coaching to fit the pitches, because I'm like my mom and I can't fit pitches. But yeah, so that's been my journey, my eventful and sometimes sad journey.
Well, yeah, with my journey, it's a bit more ridiculous, right?
Oh, definitely.
So I was listening to whatever was on the radio. So I had no frame of reference. I was completely like, it was normal, like typical whatever was just like great to have, except for like everything. Because I didn't like alt radio songs. It's just that some of them were relatively like alright. So
24-hour Christmas music.
if I'm being honest, I still love Christmas music because it just brings that sort of warmness. Because I remember when I was a kid, I loved.
It depends on the songs, but the one my mom had playing, I was like, I can't. It's too slow. Wow, my throat's dry. I have to go grab my water from the kitchen, guys.
I remember where I started aside from that. So I think the first thing I got into was I tried out pirate Scottish metal, like what's Ailstorm. You know
I haven't
Ailstorm?
heard of them.
Oh my god, you need to hear these. Right? What they're like? They're really fun. They do pirate Scottish metal, so they have a really like heavy Scottish accent when they play their metal, and it's the best thing ever. So, just like I'll send you. I'm sorry for those of you who have to hear that, but literally, one of their best songs called "Drink," and it's about how they just don't get drunk on and like steal people's beer. So I'll send you that, and I genuinely think you have to listen to it. And don't do that whole thing where you skip through the video, because the real magic is when you listen to the whole song. Right?
I will listen to it probably when I'm packing, because again, I'm going on a cruise. Y'all have probably already heard multiple times now.
Well, yeah, and that was my first introduction to metal. And it was a really weird one. Well, not even that. Maddie showed me like some really like she showed me Bullet for my Valentine. I thought that was pretty cool, but I never listened to it other than Young, right? And then I like.
How dare you?
All right.
There's one called Alone, and then Last Fight, which that one of the songs I really love because it's like you fake, goddamn nation, you pray for salvation because your heart is made of stone. You can die and rot alone. And at one part, he goes, lay in your coffin and sleep with your sins. Give me the nails and I'll hammer them in. So someone fucked him over.
Yeah, but like I would like, you tried showing me like other things like Fluid Dead. That was it. Okay.
I tried showing you, I think it was Bad Company by Five Finger Death Punch.
I think that was, yeah, and I wasn't really into it, so we'll get to that later. But as of this point, I was like, I wasn't really, I was just sort of like, it was like surface level stuff, like only the most like popular version, only the most popular song was what I would listen to, and at some point I got into just like I listened to like Slipknot, Psychosocial, uh, and Marilyn Manson's Beautiful People. Those really it, if I'm being honest. And but like there was a Rob Zombie. I listened to a crap ton of Rob Zombie when I was.
I have a CD from Rob Zombie. That sounds old. Partly because of my brother. Yeah. I want to say this though. Me and Sid, Cringe Fest / Nostalgia, we created this comic when we were in 8th grade. And one of the little panels he created was his character being used as a battery by my character. And it said loading your shitty music, and he was referring to my rock music.
Did I say that? I don't remember that.
Yes, it's loading your, like, it might have said crappy, but it basically, no, it said shitty. Loading your shitty music. Please wait.
Jeez. I was pretending. Because
I was gonna slap you, but it made me laugh, so.
Yeah. So I listened to a lot. The reason I got into Rob Zombie was because at that time I got really into twisted metal. For those of you who ever did it, and Rob Zombie was like he appeared on several twisted metal videos. So pretty cool. So.
He also did the one of the Halloween remakes.
Yeah, the one that nobody could talk about.
Well, I mean, it's kind of interesting because it focuses more on Michael Myers as a kid, but that's a different subject, anyways.
Yeah. We don't like depending on who you talk to. We don't.
Anyways, continuing your journey.
So after listening to a couple of Rob Zombie stuff, I cut to like years later. This is several years now. I went to the Netherlands for a while, and I talked to my uncle. I told my uncle that I listened to Bard once, but they were like German metal. And my uncle was like, "You want to hear German metal? I'm gonna show you Rammstein." And he showed me like 3 songs from Rammstein, and it was I fell in love because it was similar to like Rob Zombie, except it was German, it was more industrial. And that's when I found out that I was really into industrial metal.
I just want to point out that you did talk about Sabaton.
I did.
You mistook their origin. They are Swedish.
Yeah, I thought they were Russian.
Yeah, no, and I do like them because they sing. It's not really heavy metal. It's more of a.
I don't even know what's class. There's like a lot of subgenres of metal that again is also touchy stuff.
Yeah.
On US.
Yeah, it's just I don't really consider them like metal because some of the songs I've heard have sound more like an orchestra. I consider them more like an alternate rock in a way with metal hints. But
there's also like
I really did like them because I'm like Sid knew this. I'm a giant history nut. I love talking about the history of wars and battle strategies and just the different things that happened with armies. So when he sent me that at first, it was kind of like because I was upset he was gone. I didn't listen to it because I thought it would be like, oh my god, it's a reminder that my friend is not here anymore and he barely talks to us because it's just depressing for everyone. But then I started listening to it one day because I got bored and I was like, oh, holy shit.
Yeah. What we did was, he was like, "You want to listen to some like heavy stuff?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." and he shows me Rammstein, and he shows me like several songs from them. Most of them are a lot of their like earlier stuff. But he showed me like My Heart Brand, Ich Will, and Du Hast. Those were like some of the more popular stuff, and I got really into them.
I feel like I know what Du Hast is. Did they have a song on Guitar Hero?
They did. They probably had like several. It was like Du Hast.
Yeah, that song. Yeah, no, I played that song a lot on Guitar Hero 3.
Yeah, that's Rammstein. And
okay, now I know why they sound familiar.
Yeah, because they're really really cool. Honestly, they're really goofy too, especially when they're stage performers because they love fireworks. They have flamethrowers on their stuff. They would come out with like a propane tank. It would be like it was crazy. They're really fun. I think you should listen to them. After that, I got a little more experimental. So what happened after that? This is where it gets weird, right? If it wasn't already weird. So I listened to a little. So I went ahead and was like, I caved in and listened to Five Finger Death, which Maddie did show me previously, along with another kid in my swim class who would never shut up about it. And I thought I listened to Jekyll and Hyde, and I thought it was kind of overrated. And I thought, oh, maybe the band's overrated. Boy, was I wrong. They're my favorite metal band as a because of just their power and sound, right? I started off
Far From Home.
My first song that I listened to them, aside from Jekyll and Hyde, the one that I liked a lot was "Dot Your Eyes," part of the Doom soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, I listened to a lot of stuff. In the beginning, I wasn't really into like their more like sad stuff, you know, like what's good example, something more emotional thing.
I know one, but I can't think of the name.
Wrong Side of Heaven.
I'm on the wrong side of heaven, but the right side of hell. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and that song kind of like it scared me because I never liked getting pushed music. It would always like be in the back of my head. Anytime I wanted to be happy, that song would come up, or some songs from them would come up. They're like emotional stuff, and I loved it, but I hated it. It's just like, please just leave me alone. I want to enjoy this. So I listened to like the more heavy stuff, like Bulletproof, and their new album, actually, their newer album, Justice for None, that is right up my alley. I cannot stop listening to that. Like Top of the World,
Their songs are stuck in my head. No. By the way, for those of you that don't know, actually, the reason I found Five Finger Death Punch, because I also wasn't that into it until my brother showed me, my brother showed me a few songs, and then Bad Company, he showed me that song last, and I couldn't get it out of my head, and that's how I started liking them.
Yeah, I also got really into like Bad Company because it's just the power of it, you know, their vocals and their guitars, their drummer. Like I've gotten really into.
Yeah, I can't deny. I can't do the power because I've got. One, I'm not listening to the song. I could probably try and mimic it because my voice can mimic. But yeah, one of the things I want to know is, did you ever try out like the alternate rock, the Christian rock band that I listen to sometimes, Skillet, like their song Monster?
I did actually. Like when I was in 8th grade, I listened to a lot of like Skillet and 3 Days Grace.
3 Days Grace. Oh.
Yeah, that's some old stuff.
That band broke. That band. Yeah, the singer retired.
Most bands do break up before they're ready.
Have you heard Escape the Fate?
I don't think I did.
Okay, Escape the Fate was a pretty heavy band, but the lead singer left because of some falling out with the band. I don't quite know the story. All I know is that last time I checked, which has been in a long while, he was the lead singer of Falling in Reverse.
Ah.
Yeah. I'll have to show him to you since you're now more into that. But again, I asked, like, Linkin Park, did you ever check out any of the female-fronted bands, you know?
Yeah, here and there. There was this female band that I got into for a bit. I forgot the name, but they had this song called Monster Ball or something like that. Yeah. What's her name? Oh, Butcher Babies. Butcher Babies.
I haven't heard of them. The
I'll
female bands that I know of is Tonight Alive. There's Paramore, Icon for Hire, Evanescence. I forget the band that sings "Bury Me Alive," but that's a good song.
Yeah.
Oh, they sang The Voices.
Well, anyways, where I was going with okay, so I listened to like I got into metal through like emo stuff as most people do at the beginning, but then now I can stand with like stand what was it? It was I can't remember half of these things. I'm sorry, I'm just not that good. I guess I'll just keep going with the journey because it gets weirder and weirder, right?
Oh
So
boy.
because I'm in like Europe, I don't hear like some of the stuff. So I thought, okay, so German metal sounds pretty cool. What about like other stuff? And then I found Turmoin Catalogs, which is a Finnish metal band, and I found them through Newgrounds actually.
Huh.
So Turmoin Catalogs is a Finnish band, and Finnish people love metal. All right, that like there's a lot of like Finnish metal bands, but Turmoin Catalogs is one of their most prominent ones. And
I didn't even know there were metal bands from Finland.
Well, I'll show you like stuff that I got into, like their heavier stuff, but they have like more like it's like their stuff is like pretty old, I guess, is what I'm trying to go for. Like you would hear the stuff in like early Newground stuff. So it would be so yeah, the first song I heard from them was Virta Ya, which I have no idea what it means, but I can sing the lyrics somewhat ish. I have to remember what they said. It was I can't even remember. I'll show you. But I got
Okay.
I got into that stuff. Um, and then after that I got into Hyper Death. And I listened to the both of them for like a while. And that's where I came up with, you know, a lot of my darker ideas, as you do. From that, I went back to like Slipknot, and I found my favorite song from Slipknot, which is "Spit It Out."
Ah.
And like, but like, and I realized what I really liked about it was it was heavy, but it also was like a bit of rap here and there, like it had hip hop influences. There was even like scratching DJ records in there too.
So after you heard that, let me guess, you tried out Hollywood Undead?
I tried, and I just couldn't get into them. I don't know why.
Well, it depends. It depends on what album, because like the first album they had one of the original people, and then the original person left, and then you get more singing in it. For like the second album, such as like Lion, Bullet, like.
Yeah, well, I did try a Bullet. If I'm being honest, I tried out Bullet again.
It's such a horrible song, but it's so catchy.
That's the thing, though. I got really like annoyed with it. I'll be honest. I was like, shut up. You know, it was so. I don't know. It's hard for me to listen to because I couldn't get into it.
Yeah. My suggestion for you would be if you were going to try out Bullet for not Valentine, Hollywood Undead. One of my favorite songs to listen to is City. And then there's fuck, hold on. I have it on my iPod, on my phone right now. Hold on, let me just go into my artist. It'll be real fast. Hold on.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, real quick, time skip because I didn't listen to much else while I was in the Netherlands because I was very like a lot. So I listened to a lot of metal. That's where I got like my darkest, you know, point of view and stuff. That's where I was like contemplating, not death, but like I was sort of like, would I be alright with being dead? Yeah, pretty much. So I was just sort of like, yeah, just thinking here and there, just like light stuff, you know, as does when they're emotional, they don't know how to deal with it, right?
Yeah.
So,
okay, I found it. So, City, Dead by, and Dead by Undead, and it's Been to Hell.
Uh-huh.
And Been to Hell is actually about their experience with Hollywood.
Ah, that makes sense. Because I went to California for a bit, I really hate California.
But it has such a good school.
It does. It has a great and amazing school. If you want to go into the profession that I want to go to, which is animation and game design, that is like Silicon Valley. That's the birthplace of that stuff. Or, well, as
Yeah,
far as I can.
but we should probably continue your music journey.
Okay, so I moved back to the Americas, right? And I still listen to a lot of Five Finger Death. This is where I like listened to the most Five Finger Death. I got really experimental. I lost my footing with Turbo and Catalog because anyways, so I got into some of that stuff, still like edge and things like that. But I think it was the introduction of like the idea that metal can still have rap influences and rap can have metal influences that brought me to where I am right now. So
JT
after
Machinima?
no, I didn't. I can't really listen to him because I don't like stuff. Being honest, like repetitive here and there.
You
When
also don't know any of the games, so you can't really be nostalgic about it.
So what I'm, I think is terrible right now. This guy will not.
Well,
stop
you're
jumping.
not supposed to be focusing right now.
Don't worry. I just need to crosshair. Stop jumping, you idiot. There. All right.
Continue.
Anyways, so my first real rap aside from Eminem was Khan, K-A-A-N, and it's all uppercase, and he is a lyricist. The man does not have lungs. Either that or he has two lungs, two extra sets of lungs, you know? Because he doesn't take like breathers. He has like this weird breathing technique where like he breathes every so often, but like you can't hear it so quick that it's like a millisecond. And he's able to do like 10 his like fastest is like 10 syllables per second. Eminem is still faster with 11 syllables per second, but yeah, it's pretty fast. And he's
Eminem holds like world records because of that.
he has like several.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I found out that I really like intelligent type of rap, you know, where like not like because anybody can like rap and do poetry to a beat real fast, but not everybody
Stuff
can.
like Eminem saying.
Stuff like
Yeah, so like, and they're a pretty good band. I mean, they have sexual undertones, but nice music. Anyway, sorry. Back to who?
All right, so daughters. I found this genre of music or a subgenre called noise rock, right? And with daughters, their newest album, which is "You Won't Get What You Want," it is legitimately, I can say this with the utmost confidence, the most stress-inducing, most terrifying, most horror movie music can never get this terrifying. All right, daughters legitimately sets off that fight or flight within me every time I listen to it.
Then why would you listen?
I don't know why. It hypnotizes me, all right? The thing is that after I was done,
Don't
I listened
show
to
it to me. I'll have a heart attack.
I listened to the whole album, all 48 minutes of like constant, well, not constant because they have like breaks here and there. Their song "Less Sex" is probably my favorite on the album, but there's also that the Flammable Man and also City song. Those are pretty good. But what they do is there's like genuine fear in the vocalist stuff, and what the vocalist does is that he doesn't have a specific rhythm. It's just off key enough to where it makes you feel uncomfortable. That's what they're dealing. They want to make you feel
for that?
And I listened to all 48 of the minutes of this, and the thing is that I didn't like it, but I do not regret a single moment of it because it was just fascinating, you know?
Maybe that's why they get money for. Like, come on, man! I could sing off key if I wanted to. I've done it a little bit in this video because I don't have. But it's like I could do that, but I don't want to strike fear into people.
Like, okay. So
Also, guys, if you ever hear me sing, please don't be harsh because I'm probably lost in the music that's in my ear.
Yeah. Like, so I'll probably send you like one song for daughters to get you an idea. You don't have to listen to the whole thing because I can understand why you would want to get off. But you could just get the
extreme
taste.
anxiety.
You could get the taste of what I listened to for 48 minutes. And And the thing is, I found out why I like this. The imagery that I get from it is awe-inspiring. It's nightmare-inducing, but it's perfect. Well, not only that, but like those of you who know Anthony Fantano, that album got a 10 out of 10. He like almost never gives out 10 out of 10 albums. That guy is very critical. And like the way he described it was really funny. He's like, it's like stabbing myself with a brick wall for 48 minutes. He gives it a 10 out of 10. And I don't blame him because it is really, it's interesting. That's the thing. You don't know how to define it. It just works on a weird level. It's their own thing. It's their own sound. You can never mistake it.
Okay, so I want to bring this up. This applies to all music. It's not just that band or anything. It's like every type of music, depending on who you are, can inspire you in different ways. And again, that's why I like the bands like Dope, Nothing For Me Here.
I love Dope.
Rise Against, right? Like, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so I'm into the fan fiction stuff, and I've written fan fictions that had to do with alternate universe for certain anime. I'm not gonna say anymore. Anyways, but I created a song fic for Nothing For Me Here, and I went into great detail about a zombie little girl and how grotesque she was. Like, this song inspired a zombie apocalypse alternate universe in my head for my headcanons of this fandom.
Yeah.
And but the community isn't as active as I would like it to be, so I don't get much feedback unless I forcefully read it to my friends, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty fucking terrifying." So, but again, any type of music can inspire you. For me, I'm more into the meanings behind the lyrics, and I've actually created a book on that site where it's like, give me a song, I'll look it up, I'll figure out the meaning. Now there can be multiple meanings.
Because this was very like
Yep. Bye guys.
right. Bye.